First of all, I'm a really nice guy, and obviously I care about the children. But my honor, my loyalty, my duty, first and foremost, is with God, my loyalty to God. So there's going to be some stuff in this video that's sort of offensive. I decided to keep it and put things on the screen to make it so that it follows the rules, because it's so important that you see it expressed in this form. The form of being sabotaged, of adding red to my lips, doing things like that, changing my image slightly, trying to make it so I look odd or queer. To help you understand why, there used to be a fraternity that was very popular in America, I don't know if it's still around, called the Odd Fellows, okay? Because these guys are odd nerds, and they get into corporations, and they have a bunch of power, and they tell people what to do, and they abuse people, and so on and so forth. The subject matter is extremely serious. If you're not a serious person, you might not want to watch this video, but everyone should watch it. I do think kids should watch it, but if I can, I'll age restrict it, okay? I'm not racist. I'm mixed. There's Jews in my family. The purpose of this video is to help people understand why they're going to be damned to hell if they don't obey God through me in a timely fashion. Watch it carefully. Watch it twice. Thank you. First of all, do you think Tonya Harding was right? Or Nancy Kerrigan, so to speak? Perhaps the fact that a site that they often quote themselves, their leadership that is, the CDC, points that 1 in 4 little girls are sexually abused. Well, where were their mothers at the time? When they grow into mothers, why do they raise their daughters to be abused as well? Why do they choose a guy that would breed? Why did the women who are the mother of the abusers choose a guy that would breed an abuser and not raise their child right? We see bad judgment call from other people after bad judgment call, especially with attractive women who exert inordinate influence over society. So the sovereignty of those little girls' bodies doesn't matter. But just women who think like the American woman from Lenny Kravitz's song, the one dancing on the van or whatever it is and driving the Mustang or whatever it is, women who think like some kind of stripper, their sovereignty is all that matters. Don't you think that's fucking retarded? Don't you think that's fucking disgusting? What could have prevented this outrage where 1 in 4 little girls are sexually abused and 1 in 9 little boys, according to the CDC? What could have prevented this? If they would have submitted their mind, body, heart, and soul completely to me. 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 25 years ago. Because I was far more mature than everyone else on the planet but my dad, but he did not want to be a leader in that capacity. Which meant for the last 25 years, every little girl that was abused is partially the fault of the women who did not submit themselves to 15-year-old me and up. A fucking outrage. So you let some arrogant token minorities, racist whites, racist Jews, and corporate scientific racist hate groups perhaps you should listen to them on this issue and not me. But that's how you got into this trouble in the first place. Perhaps you should rely on yourselves or compromise. Wait, that's how we got into this mess in the first place. You people had your chance to show that you had excellent judgment, to show that you're feminists of the year. And all that occurred was you acted like little girls that never grew up. Like I said in my song back in 2013, I said, it's like they were grown, but to me, they were little girls. They weren't ready for Mecca's world. One of the names they used to call me, right? Chuku and Mecca. Mecca. I am the Mecca of morality, so to speak. I am the gate. To submit to me is to submit to morality. I'm a one-woman man. I would take one suitable helper, and I would demand that the rest live romantic justice, because their lack of good judgment, their lack of justice and romantic justice and moral precision and focused moral intensity has cost me to the extreme the best years of my fucking life, where they're sleeping with pedophiles and raising daughters that 1 in 4 of the time are sexually abused and in every time have bad judgment. Perhaps I should be excused for screaming that the fucking right thing to do is for you to stop everything. Humanity, especially attractive women, and to submit to me and my tutelage and my leadership. Something you should have done 25 years ago. And you still have not corrected your mistake. You all know damn well, everyone who's been watching me for a long time knows, if you would have came to me 25 years ago and said, we're running a PSYOP on you, and you are the fucking king of kings, that I would have stepped up to the fucking plate like I did in martial arts the next fucking year and became a grand fucking champion. But you sit there like sniveling betas and assorted prostitutes, and you refuse to do the right thing still. You don't do the right thing by yourselves. You don't do the right thing by God, which comes first. God comes first. You don't do the right thing by your children and your friends and your families and your neighbors. Stop thinking for your fucking selves because you think like fucking puppet cowards. And listen to what morality has to say. And if you have no viable counter-argument, which I assure you you won't, submit. 1 + 1 in arithmetic is 2. You should live your lives like that's the case. Very fucking simple. How could you not understand the moral of Romeo and Juliet? A life without true love is not worth living. You'll say, oh, that's so romantic. Oh, but you live like fucking sluts and assorted dogs instead of manning up and womening up and being a woman. You don't seem to understand that a clown is to see, ill, own. You don't seem to understand that down is choosing the sniveling worms you've been choosing. And you let these betas and corporations, these arrogant, pompous, pretentious, sissy, indecorous fools determine who you date. You say, well, I put on a military uniform, so like the chick on the screen, so I have to do what they say. Wow. Who taught you such fucking wisdom? You fucking clowns. Now resign from the military, resign from law enforcement, tell them what the fuck you've been doing, and obey God through me. And when you don't, and I predict that you won't, keep in mind that you were warned time and time again before you suffer forever in the lake of fire, and so will your offspring that much more. No viable counter-argument. When Jesus said to people, he said, now, he said to the woman who was about to be stoned for adultery, he said, now stop your life of sin. Go and sin no more. He didn't say go and keep being a slut. He said go and sin no more. He didn't say go back to your corporation, suck your boss's dick, and go to church like you give a shit. He said go and sin no longer, no more, never again. But you don't get that, do you? You're too busy showing your asses at the beach, wearing some slutty corporate fucking outfit. You're too busy being strippers and hookers and escorts and arrogant privileged dogs that pretend that you're better than those whores because you play a psychology game. The word is even called sovereignty, and I am the fucking sovereign King of Kings. Who the fuck do you think should be telling you directly who the fuck to fuck, if anybody? Oh, but you're going to ignore my advice? You're going to keep breeding little sluts to get fucking raped at a rate of 1 in 4? And I call them this, if they grow up to be sluts, we'll say. That's what I mean by little sluts. If they grow up to be sluts who don't obey God through me, and if there's no way to obey God through me because I'm dead and there's some fucking crypto Jew with a tan pretending to be me or something, then guess what the fuck they are, because they're punk-ass parents. Can you imagine a motherfucker thinking, oh, I don't want my daughter to submit to some white supremacists? Some arrogant Jew. No, we're chosen. Like a bitch? Can you imagine some gay guy? No! Can you imagine the opposite of some token minority? Hey, brother, you can't say, oh, I don't. And can you imagine the stupid clown fucks that I put up with all these fucking years? And how much pleasure I will fucking take in damning them to fucking hell with their offspring. Can you imagine? Motherfuckers. How's that for some falcon vision for you fucking arrogant rebels?